your bottom thing on.
I'm not.
Good
I'm not.
morning, everyone. That sounded
I,
weird.
I'm not. I'm not putting it on because it always comes in bitmappy and it doesn't look good. So I got to figure that out.
Gotcha. That's Dawn, the Kahuna Schmidt. Lori Shin is with me, and I'm Leslie Lane Peabody with Ninjas in High Heels, and welcome to this morning's Saturday Sanctuary. I am so pumped because this day, last week, I was like hardly getting out of bed. My two 18-year-old sons had graduated from high school at Red Rocks Amphitheater the Friday before the day before. Have you guys ever been to Red Rocks? That is an amazing place to have a graduation. It is so beautiful. We sat there. I had a sunburn on half of my face, right? I sat there and watched the sunrise over the amphitheater. The kids were on the stage. They walked down from the top and came onto the stage to get their diplomas. It was so awesome. Have you guys been there?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's amazing.
It was a great place to realize your dreams. You know, when I was a kid, their age probably, Red Rocks was a little bit more open, and we used to go to concerts all the time. My mom would take us and dump us up there before I could even drive. So my mom would take us. She'd dump us up there. We'd spend the day there because it was all general admission seating at the time. We'd spend the day there, get great seats. Then just before the concerts, she would come up and bring us food and sit like in the front 3 or 4 rows. You know, it was so awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's an amazing place. I do volunteering for E-Town, and they usually have a show once a year there, and a lot of times it rains out, but it's always a good time, and it's beautiful. We live in such a beautiful state, and if you're not here in Colorado, we want you to come and visit us.
Absolutely. And you know that event last Friday really put me in touch with my dreams as I sat there and I watched the speakers and I watched those kids in their caps and gowns, right? The kids are kind of in the first couple rows and the parents are behind them before they went on stage to get their diplomas, and some of the kids had on their hats 2014 and glitter and all the fun stuff. So as an audience member, you could see all their all their excitement about where they were going to go in life. And it reminded me of how I felt when I was that age and what hopes and dreams I had and how I was going to conquer the world, right? And it just reignited the passion in me. Can you guys remember, Don, do you remember back to when you graduated? I'm not going to talk about how long ago that was. Actually, you graduated very recently from
Which
your master's, right?
Yes, yes, I did. Are we talking about high school or are we talking about college?
It doesn't matter. Whatever have your hopes and dreams, whatever pumped you up and gave you that unbelievable feeling that you could accomplish anything you set your mind to.
Well, my high school and college days, undergrad were very. I really had no focus, and I'm sorry to say that, but I didn't. I didn't know what I wanted to be, and I had things where I really loved to write, and I really loved history, and I loved music, but I was one of those kids that, when I was in school, I kind of only focused on the things that I liked. So like the math and the science, kind of like, yeah, whenever I'll get to those, right? And I still came out of I came out of high school with like an 87 average. I was like I think I still remember, I was like number 458 in my class in high school out of 750. So but that I went on to college, and like I said, I wanted to do the English and the history thing. So that's what I went in and did. But we're talking early 80s. What do you do with that unless you want to teach? And my whole thing was, well, I can't go and teach because I'm one of those people that if you don't want to be in my classroom, I'll just go crazy. I want people who want to be there and want to learn. And then of course, my dad passed away while I was in my undergrad, which kind of screwed everything up. And so I only got out of college with like a 2.47 GPA, and had no idea still, even when I got out of college. I said, I'm just gonna go into a field where they'll train me. And I just happened to get a job working for a directory publisher in New York City. And from there, and it was, we're talking like the dinosaur age here, Jurassic Park with paste up and, the glue pots and, stats and putting stuff on boards. And I mean, I got an education of the publishing industry from the ground up, especially in a directory publisher, because everything was like, you had to make sure that this display ad was done correctly, and there were different sizes of the font ads that you had to do, and oh no, this person doesn't get a type 3, they get a type 1. So I really got to love the area that I got into as I was in it, and my passion grew as I transitioned and apprenticed through the publishing industry to where there's nowhere else that I could see myself working. I mean, I fell into the industry that I was supposed to work in. That's how I see it. And of course, as you said, yes, my last graduation was only 2 years ago, 2 weeks ago, and in that I completely applied myself and said, yeah, I'm going to do this, and it doesn't hurt also to have a partner at the time who, she had her CPA and she was an auditor for the National Science Foundation, and she was always pushing me like, hey, well, I got a 4.0 at Regis on my and I passed the CPA, and it's harder than the bar exam, and I'm like, I got to really kick it because this woman's like smart. So so that was one of the things. It was a driving factor, and I just got into a field that I loved, and I came out of PACE with like a 3.86 as compared to my undergrad, which was a 2.47. So I guess I like to say I was an idiot when I was in college, and then I got smart. I don't know, something. So.
Well, and you said something that I want to link to a little bit. One of the things you just said is that you had somebody who loved and supported you.
Yes.
And that is, some of us are lucky enough to find that in our soulmates or in our family, and that goes great for us. But some of us, we do weird things, we do crazy things, we're kind of out-of-the-box thinkers, and our families don't get it. We may be the first entrepreneurs in our family, right? I was the first one who graduated from college in my family, and I graduated because my dad said I couldn't do it. So I did, right? So that's one of the things that I found. One of the things we're going to share with you is how you can reignite your dreams and how we can help you with that. We are each looking to work with 10 people individually to help you reignite your dreams, and not only reignite them, but then take the next step and achieve them. And what Dawn said is so important. It's so hard to keep that motivation, keep that drive and that determination. If you don't have the right community around you, if you don't have the right support, and that is what we have found in this community that we're in and that we're creating with you, we can help you by being that right community for you, being that kick you in the butt support, taking no names, taking no excuses. Are you ready to do it? We will help you do it, just like Susan did for Dawn. We will challenge you. We are on the fast track, and we're looking for people who are in the fast track to work with us. However, you don't always have everything that you need in your relationships. So that's why we've created these Saturday sanctuaries. That's why we're part of a group that will help us succeed and will help you succeed as well. That was an awesome story, Dawn. Lori, tell us, remember back to last week when you graduated from high school or college?
Oh, that's a long, long, long time ago. But I actually didn't go through the graduation process. I graduated early because I grew up and went to school in Florida, and my alma mater is Miami Beach Senior High, so Beach High. And, Beach High was a good experience, but I was ready to get out. I I didn't want to do the gown and cap and all, so I graduated early. I took more credits than I even needed to in order to graduate in April, and everybody else graduated in June. So what did I want to do? Well, I was accepted to art school, and I have a background similar to Dawn. I wanted to do graphic design work. So I went to school in Memphis at what was then called the Memphis Academy of Art, but now it's called the Memphis College of Art, and they also offer master's programs. Because when I was a kid, all I got for playthings were sumi, ink sticks, and paper, and I didn't get games and toys like other people. I got watercolors and watercolor paper and clay, and that was my introduction to my my passion. And my passion is really creativity. I see everybody as creative, and most people say, well, I can't even draw a stick figure or something like that. But that's not just what creativity is about. Creativity is what's going on in your mind. What do you think about? What would you think is a great idea that hasn't been manifested yet in the world? And I think a lot of people hold those beliefs that they aren't creative, or they don't know how to explore their creativity. So my passion is helping people explore their creativity. I do have a Bachelor of Fine Arts from the Memphis College of Art, and I do love art. Art is one thing that always excites me and inspires me, and there are a few friends that I'm still friends with from the Academy or the College of Art, whatever you want to call it, in Memphis. One friend in particular, she's doing amazing things, and her name's Lisa Rivas, and you can go to lisarivas.com. She does some beautiful, beautiful work. I have a few pieces of hers, and we've kept in touch through the years. And she, you know why I love her work? One of the reasons is she keeps working. She is so prolific. She has, I think, thousands of pieces of art because she keeps working, and her work is beautiful. When I was in school, and we were in school together, she had a show in Miami with another person, and she sold every piece in that show.
Oh my God, that never happens.
And that's her work. Her work is just so amazing. So she does textile design, and she has her work on water bottles, metal water bottles that are, BPA free and things like that. So there are people out there who have jumped in and they've decided to go for their dreams and live their passion. And then there are the people who go to a job and they are not happy, and they have a boss, and the boss dictates how much they can make, and the boss dictates how they're going to be in that environment. And some of us are kind of out of the box thinkers, like you said. And I think that that's an okay thing. We all may be beating ourselves up. I know for a long, long time I beat myself up because of that. And unlike Dawn, who still loves publishing, and I do like publishing, and I do like graphic design, and I do remember those boards and the amberlith overlays and the rubber cement and pouring goo gobs of toxic stuff all over us just to do our job. And I actually want to do something beyond that, because I really feel that my place here is to help people, and I want to help people by helping people. So, and the first person I need to do is work with myself and learn everything I can. And one of the things I really like about Empower Network is it's a process of learning. You go at your own speed, but if you want to go fast, and we all are really looking to go fast now, it's time. I would really like other people to be able to live the life of their dreams. And we're willing to do the things that other people aren't.
That is such a key, Lori. Now, one of the groups of people, you have Dawn, the book kahuna, you have Lori, the publishing graphic artist. We work with a lot of authors, and so we've marketed this session to a lot of authors because authors, there's only one thing stopping you from getting your book out, and that is the overarching need to share with other people. So I want you to sit back and I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think about what your hope, your desire, your dream is. What are you trying to achieve? Visualize it. Make it a 3D image. And one of the things I have for myself is a ring. Every day on my right hand I wear a ring. And that ring to me is my symbol of achieving my business of helping others. My business, Ninjas in High Heels, just like Lori's and Dawn's, although we speak to different people, we're all in the business of helping you succeed. So figure out, what do you want? What is your personal symbol that you're going to envision every single day about what you want to achieve? And get that, cement that in your mind right now. Feel it in your heart. Feel it in your soul. Think back to when you graduated from high school or college. Think back to when you had the passion that you could achieve whatever you wanted. Feel that feeling. That is what you need to capture every single day. And I guarantee you, my friend, if you capture that feeling every day, if you spend the first 15 minutes of your morning capturing that feeling, you are going to change the way you live your day. And you are going to start using that to drive your decisions, to drive your actions. So instead of sitting around watching, what is the new thing? Orange is the New Black this week and being ready for that to come out, you're going to be spending your day building your business because you're excited, or writing that chapter of your book because you're excited and you're in touch with your emotions and your dreams, and they're driving you to do what you want to do. It is so hard to sit here every day, and I'm one of those cubicle workers. I'm a single mom raising two teenage boys. All their friends hang out here. My grocery bill is phenomenal. You can't imagine a grocery bill. Every night, like last night, I think there were nine boys in the living room, right? So every night there's tons of people in my house. It's very hard to find a quiet place to work. But I have a little whiteboard right outside my door, and whenever I'm recording, like right now, I have on my little whiteboard, recording, quiet. I have to tell everybody in the house, turn down your music, turn off your music. You find a way because you're driven. And those boys know that I'm driven. And they know when I'm recording, there better not be a sound or they're going to be in trouble. So what does it take for you to get in touch with that feeling, to feel that in your heart and in your soul? Because once you feel that, every day reignite that passion, and your day is driven not by the necessities of life, but by getting to the things that will drive that dream, drive that desire forward. So that's how I drive my desire forward. And then Lori and I Tuesday started tapping. I don't know if you guys have heard of tapping, right? We're tapping to help fulfill our dreams. And Lori started on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, our company changed everything and brought something brand new to the table that I'd never even heard of before. I'm thinking, that woman can manifest fast. She got something that manifested fast. So, Lori, tell us, what do you do to get in touch with your dreams, to drive your day, to motivate you to do the things you should be doing, not the things that, the non-important things that fill your day, but to do the important things that matter to drive your business forward?
Well, that's a good question, Leslie. And one of the things I notice about myself is I have to see where I'm spending my time. like you said, am I spending my time watching television? Well, right now, I can't even barely get to my television because I'm still in the kitchen remodel situation. So, which is fine because actually I don't, except for maybe a couple of shows that I watch so I can laugh, I don't care about television all that much. I do like to find out what's going on in the world, and I can do that through the internet. But it's about what I'm spending my time on and what I'm focused on. And if I notice that I'm focusing on my worries, I manifest more worries. And if I focus on my business and increasing my business or doing things that are going to maximize my business, then I seem to have more business coming my way. And sometimes I just have to let go of some things, and a lot of it I know is about letting go of judgments about how things should be, because if we think things should be just a concrete sort of way, we don't allow the universe to open up and pour through and give us some of what we need. And some of my practices is that I like to meditate. I play with my kitties. They are, sweet and fun, and they ground me, and they delight me. And I find things that I can do every day that I can appreciate. And it's about radical appreciation and a radical gratitude. There's always something to be grateful for, even in the most painful situations. And I know that we all have gone through some tragedies and some grief. And if we get stuck, then we can't move forward. And sometimes it's like Don has lost the love of his life, and it breaks my heart to hear the story. And I'm just feeling like Don has a lot to say about how he moves forward. I know it's, for me, I lost my aunt a couple of years ago, and I'm still grieving, but I know she's with me. I mean, there's no doubt. And to me, I'll get a little woo-woo here, but there's no doubt that the spirit stays with you, and the soul travels onward, but the spirit stays. And it lifts me up to think about her, and she would want my success too.
That's a good way to stay grounded and to move forward. Don, share with us how you move forward, how you stay grounded, how you move forward on the critical things, not the daily tasks. Don is one of those people that I swear, even through tragedy, I can't even say that word, in his life, he still blogs consistently. He's out there every day sharing his life with others to aid others. So Don, tell us how you stay focused no matter what's going on in your life.
Well, I'm one of those people who I don't have a problem sharing my feelings and just writing and my last blog post about how do you say goodbye. It was a story that I wanted told. I didn't want how we met and how we got together to just become an afterthought. It was a good story, and it's our story, and a lot of people, it's resonating with a lot of people. I'm getting a lot of feedback, on it. And I didn't write it for that reason. I wrote it because it was sometimes you find your passion by the tragedies and failures in your life, and I just heard a quote recently about how success is born of many failures, and we want people who are risk takers and people who are looking to do something different in their lives and are not afraid to go out and try something that maybe not everybody in the mainstream is doing. Susan was light in my life, and it's just very difficult. So, we're having her memorial service today, and I'm coming up with things to talk about, and I have a really funny story that I'll can tell you now quickly. We took a trip to Ireland about 5 years ago, and we decided to rent a car and drive around. And the first thing was when we got there, I said, I think we should get a manual transmission because I'm driving on the wrong side of the road, and everything's opposite, and the shift and everything. I don't really think I want to have one hand off the wheel when I'm driving totally opposite of how we drive here in the States. So we got a manual, and I had just bought my TomTom, and let me tell you, if you don't have a GPS, get one because it's like the greatest thing. It's the greatest invention ever. We drove like 700 miles all over Ireland, and the funny part was the TomTom map for Ireland was ahead of the construction in some parts of Ireland. So we came to a roundabout that was supposed to like have an exit that goes onto the highway, and there was construction work on the highway, and the highway was blocked off. So there was a grader with a fork on the front that could I thought could pick up the barrier, right? So we got into the roundabout, and we went around the roundabout, and then we went around the roundabout again, and Sue looks at me and goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, "I'm waiting for them to open up the road. That's where we're supposed to go." So she goes, "How many times are you going to keep going around the roundabout?" I said, "Until they open up the highway exit so I can get on."
I love it. I'm seeing Chevy Chase only with the new Don and Susan going around that roundabout.
That was it. But see, it's things like that. You got to think differently. It's like, okay, well, I know where I have to go. I'm right here. I'll just like think differently and try and get on.
Did they open the road for you, or did you have to find a new way?
Sue goes, we're going to get a ticket because you're only supposed to go around like once on those things. You're not supposed to keep going around like a carousel.
That is funny.
That's awesome.
That's a good analogy, though, for a lot of people too. I mean, it not only is it a fun story, and you guys experienced it, but it's a great analogy for how we live our lives too. Are we just going around and around and around chasing the same thing?
Right. Amazing. Right. And that, Lori, that is a great segue to the next area. One of the things that we're going to share with you today on how to reignite your dreams and then create your dreams. And by the way, if we are speaking to you, Lori and Don, get your links out there right now because people are already signing up to my links. I'm going to work with 10 people. Lori's going to work with 10 people. Dawn's going to work with 10 people in the next 30 days. If you want to be one of those 10 people, as soon as that link goes up, choose who you want to work with and sign up with them because you need to do this in the next 30 days. We are taking our business to the next level. Our company is making some significant changes. And another thing that happens when you decide to make these changes is life opens up. And this is one of the things that is just amazing. Lori and I started tapping Tuesday. Wednesday, life opened up and the floodgates started coming, right? We saw the company released all these brand new things we didn't even know were coming down the path, right? All of a sudden, Wednesday, everything changed. It was a game changer to us. And we have figured out how to take our business to the next level in helping people. And I don't care what your business is. You can be an author. We work very well with authors and people who are writing their new books. We work very well with other types of creatives. So if you're a coach, if you're in the business of helping people, either through your writing or through your coaching or through your training, those are the types of people we work the best with. I still have customers that are in other industries and aren't really into helping people. So I have people who sell makeup and those kind of things. But the one thing that's in common is that we all want to help people. One of my clients is a mechanic, right? And I worked with him Tuesday night. And what he wants to do is create this world of safety. So we're starting to create training programs for him. He's a mechanic, right? How does he want to help people? Well, he helps single women and the elderly not get taken advantage of. And one of the ways that he's going to help people is by creating videos and training sessions. So that on June 14th, we've created this training program where he's going to bring college students in, 5 or 6 of them, sit around the car, and he's going to teach college students basic mechanics so that when their parents send them off to college for the first time without mom and dad around, I forgot to put air in my tires. Their cars are safe. They know where the fluids are. Yeah, my tires have 10 pounds of air. He told me Tuesday, and it's Saturday, and I haven't fixed that. I better fix that. I didn't know how to check my tires, right? My dad took care of me. Then I had a husband who's now an ex that took care of those things. So now I'm in charge of all that stuff. So even though he's a mechanic, and you wouldn't see me working with a mechanic, his heart is how can I help people, and how can I help more people make a living, but not make a living off their backs, give them a valuable service, and give myself a living while I'm helping others. So if you're in the business of helping others, whatever that is, you can be a mechanic. You can sell beautiful clothing, because we all need to look good when we're on camera, right? We need to look good when we present. I can help you bridge. Lori, Dawn, we can all help you bridge. Whatever your industry is in, if your heart is in the helping people mode, if you're creative and you're open to finding different ways to help people, those are the 10 people we want to work with in the next 30 to 90 days. Okay, when I say 30 days, we have a goal to get everybody, these 10 people signed up in the next 30 days, and in the next 90 days, we want to help you achieve whatever goal you set for yourself. We want to help you achieve that goal. So we have a 90-day goal, but in 30 days, in less than 30 days, the 3 of us are going to Charlotte, North Carolina?
Yep.
That's right, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
We've rented this 4-bedroom house, right, Lori? Woohoo! Lori got
Yeah.
on it. I mean, you do not say that you want to do something and have Lori and Dawn on your team, because Lori and Dawn, bang, yesterday I'm trying to work, and they're all like, hey, we got a house. Hey, we're trying to get a car. Now we need to get the airline tickets. I mean, these people move fast. So if you're in the business of moving fast, realizing that dream, what is that dream? It's going to be to help people if you want to join with us, because that's the kind of people we are. We're in the help industry, right? If that's who you want to be, and you want to tag on with people who work hard, work fast, join with us. And you better expect immediate, concrete actions. We decided we wanted to find a place to be in Charlotte, because there's going to be a whole ton of us going out there, and we're going to mastermind together. There's going to be at least 6 people, maybe more than 6 people in this 4-bedroom house. If you join with us, we'll find a place for you. Don said he's going to sleep in the car.
Yes.
No. Although we're going to have a minivan, we have to have a big car with all these people. But yeah, and the thing is if you come to Impact, which is our Empower Network event in Charlotte, which is June the 26th to the 28th? 9th. If you come then, you are going to be so excited and so motivated. It's like going to a Tony Robbins event or something like that.
It is.
It really is. It's going to really fire you up. And if you want to take your business to the next level, this is what you're going to have to do. You know, I volunteer here. I talked a little bit about it. I love music, so I volunteer, and I volunteer at Colorado Chautauqua Association. And that weekend is one of my favorite artists coming to town. A couple of favorite artists, Mark Cohn and Mavis Staples. And guess what? I'm not going to be here. And I don't know how many times I've missed Mark. I have missed him a few times, but I did get to meet him last year and have pictures with him and stuff, and I teased him. This is the thing, you know, if you want to meet people that you admire, and I don't know, I don't put anybody on a pedestal, because I believe we're all capable capable of greatness and being our own heroes. But if that's who you want to meet, then, you know, learn why you're not doing it first. Learn what the beliefs are that keep you from having what you want. And it's really time for you. Isn't it time for you to have what you want now? I mean, I know that with this crazy kitchen redo I've been doing, you know, I was going to keep it at a certain budget, and now the budget's just kind of blowing out of proportion, and it's kind of crazy, but you know, I have to go with it because if you start something, you got to finish it, and I have to learn that, and I've got to live it. And I'm asking you all to live it. Live what you want. Live your dreams. Fire your boss if you have to. And really just take a few moments. Meet with either all three of us or either one of us. Mastermind with us. We will give you some incentives too to come on board, because we are not in a competitive mode. As you notice, we're all kind of creating our own team right now, which is really fun. And, you know, I think it was Henry Ford said, lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Amen.
So come on, lead or follow, but get out of your own way. I know you can do it. I know you are amazing, and you have something that nobody else has. So it's time to bring your special gifts into the world, isn't it?
So true, Lori, so true. And I love what you said about we're creating our own group. We are part of a bigger movement, clearly. So that movement goes. But one of the things that Lori and I have in common is that our sponsor kind of dropped off the face of the earth, right? So we have nowhere to lead, no one to lead us. We're not allowing that to be an excuse. We're jumping in there and we're finding the mentors. We're finding the $1 million mentors to take us to the next level. We are linking up, and that's the importance of joining with us and moving forward. If you're a mover and a shaker, or you want to be a mover and a shaker, and you're willing and ready to do what it takes, join with us and we will help you get there, because we have the contacts. We know how to link up to those people who are moving and shaking and have already taken their business to the next level. We're following them. They're our mentors. We have direct connection to them. That's why we're going to Charlotte. That's why we're all renting a house together, to create that energy that's unstoppable. And when Lori said it's a Tony Robbins event, if you guys don't know who Tony Robbins is, you might want to go to his webpage and check him out, because some people that I talk to, I'm amazed, I've never heard of Tony Robbins before. I tried to explain the event to somebody the other day, and I said, well, it's like Tony Robbins. And they're like, Tony who? Okay, so you might want to check that out, because it's all about figuring out who you are. When I said, think about your hopes and your dreams and who you want to help and how you want to help them, that's a lot of how we get where we go, is we figure out what motivates us, and then we move forward. It's not a lot about external motivation. It's a lot about internal motivation. And right now, what should you be doing? Those of you who are on this call this morning, you have the motivation because you got up early. I can't tell where you are. I can't tell where in the world you are, but I can tell that you're there with us and that you cared enough about your time. You're not watching Saturday morning cartoons, or you're not Facebooking. Hopefully you're not Facebooking. Connect with us here. You took the time. You're the top 2% already if you're on this call. That's who we want to work with, the top 2%, because we are moving forward and we are moving fast. And I will post the income disclosure here, because some of the people make a ton of money and some of the people don't make any money at all, just like in any network marketing company. And the people who don't make the money are the people who give up before they achieve their goals. And we are not those people. Next week, next month, next year, 10 years, I'm going to be here. I am not quitting this. I found the right thing for my heart. I found the right leader for my heart. The leader of this company is kind of weird. His name is David Woods, and he's really weird. He's not the normal type of person I hang out with, but his heart is where my heart is. His goals to help people are where my goals are. And the cool thing about Empower Network, Lori didn't really tell you this, but Empower Network is it's a blogging tool and a training tool. So it's simply a tool that helps you get your message out. Who are you and what are you sharing with people? My message is that I want to help you create a business that works even when you don't. About 5 years ago, I was in the hospital with my mother. She had kidney failure, and she wasn't very old. She was like 65 at the time. My dad had passed a few years before. And my three sisters and I remember we were in the hospital cafeteria. And I have a day job, right? And I had two kids at home at the time. I hadn't brought the third boy into my home yet. And the three girls were sitting around the table trying to figure out where Mom would live and how would we support her, because she had become mentally incapable of taking care of herself. Now, I don't know what you know about kidney disease, but I guess all those toxins in your body affect your brain. And no one in our family had ever had Alzheimer's or anything like that, so we were not prepared as a family how to deal with someone who didn't have the mental facilities to do what she needed to do. So we're talking around the table, and it was like a dark black cloud settling over the table. We didn't know what to do with her. We all had jobs, we had families, we had other things we had to do, and we didn't have a plan to take care of our mother. That's the moment when I knew I had to do something different, but I didn't have the solution until about 6 months ago. So now, thank God that with dialysis, her mental facilities came back. She is back living alone. I mean, it took like 3 or 4 days for her to get her mental capacity back. Thank the Lord. And now she lives on her own again with her little dog and that kind of thing, and it's awesome. But 6 months ago, I decided that I was going to start my own endeavor. I was never going to be in that situation again. I was going to create a business that works even when I don't. So that when I am off with my mother or with my family or whatever, I still have income coming in. When I'm off on the beaches of the world having a great time with my family, I still have money coming in. And that is the tool that is the Empower Network. It gives us this money coming in even when we're not working it. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't have to work hard at first, because if you do the work today, it pays off in the future. So we're in the do the work today phase. And we are wanting you to come with us. We only have room for 10 people each. That's the maximum capacity. So if you want to join with us, get on our list right now. We have it on the group chat on the side of the board. Get on our list right now. Pick one of us. It doesn't matter. We all help each other, like Lori said. And you will be with a great group of people, a great team. We have higher level mentors that have even been there before us and have achieved what we're looking to achieve. But if you follow Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, or what's that guy, Lori, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill, right? We're all very avid readers, right? So Napoleon Hill talks about a mastermind and how strong you can get by joining with the mastermind. That's what we're creating here. We're creating this mastermind so that you can achieve your goals by reigniting your dreams. So Don, share with us how you help people reignite your dreams, how you help them focus and move forward in their lives.
Well, I think my situation and my background is a little different from both Leslie and Lori. And I just heard recently that two of my very close buddies back in New York, who are also 50-plus years old and have worked with the same company for the past 25 years, were both in middle management positions, and they were downsized. You know, seriously, think about this, everyone out there. You know, if you're in a position where you've been working for a company for a long time and they decide to you know, shut you down, cut you loose, trim the fat, whatever they want to call it, that means you and your life are impacted completely by whatever arbitrary decision that somebody else decides to make. This is an ability for you to take control of everything in your own life. You are going to be working for you. Like I said on our chat roll the other day, I want to fire all the idiots that I've ever worked for, and I only want one idiot in the room, and that's me. Okay? I want to work for me. I want to put everything that I know as a professional, everything into changing my life and my life situation for me now. And that's what it's all about. And there are so many people out there now who are looking for an alternative to the grind of a day-to-day 9 to 5. Hey, let's go to work and work for the boob boss. No, don't do that anymore. Think different. Think of something where now it's you using your own creativity and your own initiative to build your own empire for you and your family, and no one can ever take it away from you. That's what it's all about. Empower Network is a bunch of people who are like-minded in the fact that we are driven to be successful, to build our own financial empire going forward. And that is, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling when you know every day that right now I'm working for me and my success is based on what I put into it day in and day out.
And I think that is such a critical thing, because I'm in the situation that a lot of you might be in. I still have a 9 to 5 job. I still have to support my family. I have 3 teenagers, like I told you. But I can do this business on the side, in the evenings, on the weekends, just like I'm doing now. We're doing Saturday Sanctuary because I can't do it during the week. A lot of people build their business during the week. I can't. This is the perfect business for that. And another way to make this business huge for you is through video. 6 months ago, you would not have seen me on video. I certainly wouldn't have been hosting a video. My very first video, you didn't even see my face. It was a PowerPoint. I didn't want anybody to see me. So we understand the fear that holds you back. And we'll hold your hand. Sometimes we'll push you into the water because we get it. You have to take that step. And today, right now, it's time for your first step. Are you ready to reignite your dream? Are you ready to make your dream a reality? We are.
And
go ahead.
Can I add one more thing to what you were saying before about your mom? Okay, Susan died waiting for a liver transplant. And because of my work situation, because I got laid off last year, I couldn't be there for her. And it kills me that just because I had a job that I had worked in for 9 years and they decided that I was a middle manager making too much money, that they cut me out. And I could not be there for somebody that I loved. And it's always going to be something that hurts going forward. And if you've got that in your life, think about that. Think about how you can be there for the people that you love. Build your own safety net. Build your own financial security, so that it's you and you're only depending upon yourself. And like you said about kidney disease, liver disease, the chemical changes in your body, it does things to your mind, and that's the saddest part is what happens to you as you're going through this progression of illness. So I implore anybody who's got any kind of problems like that in their life, that if they want to kickstart financially and get to a point where they don't have to, and even David Wood was talking on Monday night to the one guy who said he's doing Empower because his father needs medical treatments that he can't get any other way. He's got to make this work. I mean, it's a must. It has to work for him. So make it a must that it has to work for you too.
And that's one of the keys, right? When you reignite your dreams, and there are no excuses, you're going to make it happen. It will happen because there's no other alternative. People who are successful are the ones who make the decision that this is going to happen, that this is going to work for them, and they're not going to stop no matter the obstacles put in the way. One of our co-founders, David Sharp, just left the company like in, I don't know, March or
March.
April? March?
Yeah.
Okay. He created this company. He helped create this company. And then he was able to walk away, a bazillionaire, I don't know, a bazillionaire, but clearly a multimillionaire. He was able to walk away and work on his health. He has hepatitis C. He's very public about it. I'm not sharing any stories that he doesn't share publicly. And he walked away from this business so that he could concentrate on his health. That is exactly why we want you to join with us and start this business. Insulate yourself against any obstacle that will come against you, except for the zombie apocalypse. We haven't solved that one yet, right? Because I don't think financial freedom is going to help us with the zombie apocalypse, but we'll work on that one soon. We want to help you achieve financial freedom. We want to help you achieve financial freedom for whatever driving, burning reason it is for you. For me, it's for my mom and for my children. For Don, it was because of what happened with his girlfriend. So what is it that drives you, that burns you? For some people, it's the 4-hour work week, right? So the World Wide Webs, they're off living in Costa Rica with their children because their burning desire was to have a mobile lifestyle. What is your burning desire? Tell us. Join with us, and at the end of the month, we're going to go to Charlotte, and we want you to come with us. We want you to be part of our family, to move this business forward and make tremendous changes in your life in the next 90 days. But it all starts with today. Are you ready to take that first step? Our links are in the chat box to the right. Pick one of us. Join our link. Make an impact in your life. Reignite your dream. Don't take no for an answer. Don't make any excuses. Do it right now. Sign up right now. We are very limited in how many people we can accept. So join us right now, and we will help you take the next step to your dream. Lori, parting comments.
Well, I want to just mention that Empower Network is, they're going to be offering something starting Monday, and it is a promotion that will only last 72 hours. And it is a reduced rate to get all in. And I will admit it, I'm not all in yet, but on Monday, yes, I will be. So how about you? I mean, are you all in with your life? I mean, are you here present, or are you just chatting on Facebook or doing something else or whatever? I don't know what you're doing, but where your focus goes, energy flows. That's the important thing that you got to know. There's some big incentives. You'll be also able to work with our team leaders, since one of the sponsor for us, he just kind of disappeared, and we love him anyway, but he just disappeared, and that's okay. We know that we are taking no prisoners. We are just going to go ahead and create a massive mastermind team. And in Charlotte, you can join us. We'll have this nice, 3,000 square foot house. Yeah, it's not a little house. It's 3,000 square foot house. We've already got 5 and possibly 6 people now, but we can maybe manage a couple of people more, and get your sweet funds over to us, because we want to see you succeed, really, because, isn't it time you fire your boss? Isn't it time to decide how much you are worth? because I know that you deserve better.
Great words. Dawn, parting words.
Um, you know what? You got to take action. You got to take your life in your own hands, and you've got to like move, because um, imperfect action beats inaction 100% of the time. And this is a way for you to build a bridge to your future financial freedom. Like I always say, the good old days are now. Okay? 20 years from now, you don't want to look back and say, oh, well, look what it was like in 2014. Wow, it was great. No, you want to look at 2064 or what 2024 or 2034 or whatever and say, you know what? These are the times of my life because I made the choice back in 2014 to do something different and just completely change the direction of my life into something that's going to sustain me through the rest of my life.
Honestly, that is great advice. And let me tell you, I don't know what age group you're in, but you can tell we're all kind of in the same age group. And I heard a startling statistic the other day, is that for women my age, just under 50, we have another 50 years to live. That's what the tables are telling people. Another 50 years. So if you think you don't have time, if you think you're too old, BS. You have 50 more years that you're going to live. What impact can you make in the next 50 years? Join us today. One of my heart mentors, Joe Saba in the Denver area, one of his sayings is, you don't have to be good to start. You just have to start to be good. We encourage you to start today. We will help you. You will be so busy. You will have so much fun as we move forward together. We are going to have the best 90 days of our lives, and we want you to join with us and make a phenomenal difference. I'm doing it for my mother. I'm doing it for my children, because as soon as I show them how it's done, they're going to fund their college this way and not have $100,000 worth of college debt, right? Join with us today. You don't have to be good to start. You just have to start to be good. Take the first step. Start with us today, and we will see you on the next Saturday Sanctuary. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.